Hey, good people. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning and happy Sunday. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I am Reverend Dr. Naima Lett, and Kevin will be with us shortly. And welcome to Hope in the Hills here in beautiful Beverly Hills, California. We are back. We are back in these Beverly Hills streets, and today is Academy Awards Sunday. So we are back here at Greystone Mansion Park. And did you know that Greystone has been the home of countless television shows and movies? Yep, many of them are shot right here. Yes, so it is Academy Awards Sunday. I am trying to find some better light so I'm not blinding you. uh, and so I'm going to keep walking until we find something. Oh, huh. That's not so bad. Ever the producer. That's not so bad. Can we, what do we think? What do we think, people? That's good? Yeah. So it's Academy Awards Sunday. And usually on Academy Awards Sunday, I am in a tiara in a gown. And you guys know this because you guys have been with us for year after year. We're usually in a situation where we're celebrating the Academy Awards. Here's the deal. This year, I've been so frustrated. And I am going to get to the word. Mind you, we are in the Lenten season. We have an I am today. Actually, we have two today, so I got to make this quick. But just, can you indulge me for a second? Can you just indulge me? Um, I've been so frustrated this Academy season, and I think it's because I'm just tired of the politics. I'm tired of the politics and tired of all the unspoken or unsaid, you know, kind of rules and regulations that we don't necessarily talk about a whole lot, but we know that they're there. So, for example, I will know the industry has changed when we can have Viola Davis nominated for The Woman King and Angela Bassett nominated for Wakanda Forever. And they're not in competition with each other because those are two different categories. I, in my conversations with people, immediately, and this is outside of African American circles, immediately if I mention my disappointment around the scandal that happened with the Best Actress nominations, and you can look it up, I'm not going to spend my time talking about that. But when I've expressed my disappointment that Viola Davis was not included, and she really should have been, and rules were broken, all kinds of things went down. But when I've expressed that, many times what's chased after that is, well, what about Angela Bassett? And I'm like, well, what about Angela Bassett? Right? Is there only room for one? And those are two different categories. Why is it that we can't have an African American actress nominated in the Best Actor category and have an African American actress nominated in the Best Supporting, and they both are in their own right great actresses? Why is it that we can only have one movie around African themes nominated? Like, what is that? And some of the unspoken things, why is it that we will always have, not always, I pray to God not always, but I'll know the industry has changed when it's no longer a situation where African Americans are clamoring for a really good best supporting role because we know that the industry voters are much more likely to vote for an African American in the second spot than the first spot. Even if we're in a leading role, our team may try to convince us to put ourselves in the supporting role just because the academy voters are much more likely to vote for an African American in the supporting role. I'll know the industry has changed when African Americans can be nominated for regular stories where we don't have to try to pitch ourselves and put ourselves in roles that are a mammy or a servant or a slave or someone, if in case of an African American male, someone who is not liked because the Academy voters, majority black, are more likely to vote for the stereotypical angry, violent version of an African American man than an African king, right? Like, I'll know the industry has changed. And this has nothing to do, these are my thoughts, these have nothing to do with everything, everywhere, all at once. I'm not going to fall into that trap where you guys try to pit minority against minority. And in the whole scheme of things across the world, we are not minorities. I'm just going to say that. But in America, you cannot take these comments and try to pit African Americans against our BIPOC brothers and sisters. This don't have anything what I'm saying has nothing to do with everything, everywhere, all at once. This is me being frustrated with the way that the system is built and wanting the system to be completely different, overhauled. And I know when we start saying stuff like that, people get really nervous, and then they start saying we're trying to overthrow stuff and all of that. And actually, it's just this sense that we're in a system that is not for us. And then we go, well, why don't we just create a completely different system? And we do, right? We have our different awards and we celebrate one another, and that's great. But deep down, the artists are still trying to and having to validate themselves by this 95-year-old system that has never seen us as we truly are. Okay, now, can we get into the Lent for today? I found some good light, but I'm not going to stay here because they obviously are doing some work and making a whole lot of noise. So let's try to find a space that is and that one has been closed off. Okay, so they closed off one of my little pathways, so we're gonna walk this way. All right. Okay, is that better? I stopped in a place that I thought would be good. I don't want to give anybody vertigo. So we are in the I Am series for Lent, and today we are covering 2 more I Am statements. Now, so far we've had I Am, which is Jesus when he said, before Abraham was, I am, in John 8:58. That was the first week of Lent. The second week of Lent, we had I am the bread of life. That's John chapter 6:35. And then last week we had I am the light of life, and I am the light of the world. And that also was John chapter 8. So we are now in John chapter 10, so I want you to turn there. And today, very briefly, we're going to look at I am the gate and I am the good shepherd. I am the gate and I am the good shepherd. So turn to John chapter 10. Now, right before this, we have seen Jesus has been in a war of words ever since, really, if we go back to John chapter 6. He has not stopped trading words with the Pharisees and the scribes. They've been going back and forth. So as we get into John chapter 10, we are still in a war of words. Let's take a look at it. John chapter 10, verse 1. Very, very truly, I tell you, Pharisees, anyone who does not enter the sheep pen by the gate, but climbs in by some other way, is a thief and a robber. The one who enters by the gate is the shepherd of the sheep. The gatekeeper opens the gate for him, and the sheep listen to his voice. He calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. When he has brought them out, all his own, he goes on ahead of them, and his sheep follow him because they know his voice. But they will never follow a stranger. In fact, they will run away from him because they do not recognize a stranger's voice. Jesus used this figure of speech, but the Pharisees did not understand what he was telling them. Therefore, Jesus said again, very truly I tell you, I am the gate for the sheep. I am the gate for the sheep. All who have come before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep have not listened to them. I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved. They will come in and go out and find pasture. The thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full, or they may have life and have it abundantly. Oh my goodness, this is so chunky, so very chunky, and I love it. I am loving it. So Jesus says, I am the gate for the sheep. That was John chapter 10, verse 7. I am the gate for the sheep. Now, guys, this is not too long ago. It's probably about maybe in October, leading up to the anniversary. I did a whole message on the Lord is my shepherd. It was Psalm 23. And I don't know if you guys remember this, but I talked about this question that I always had about how could Jesus be both the gate and the shepherd, right? Like, how is it that he was saying he's the gate, and what does it mean that he's the gate of the sheep, and trying to understand that, and came across this picture. This is what the gate looks like. This is what the gate looks like. And when Jesus says that he is the gate, This is what it means. It means that he, as the shepherd, is posted up. He's both the shepherd and the gate, but he, as the gate, is posted up in the gateway of the pen, where in the evening, when the sheep have come in, he's going to watch, and he's going to keep watch at night, so that no thief can come in and take and hurt or harm any of the sheep. He posts his body in between the sheep and danger, and he puts himself right in intercession. He puts himself right in the middle. He puts himself between harm's way, and he will always protect the sheep. And he says, listen, it's the thief that comes in to kill, steal, and destroy, but I come that you might have life, and have life abundantly. Okay, so how is this, connected? Well, as we said in the beginning, he's been going back and forth with the Pharisees and the scribes. And this one, he particularly says Pharisees. And he is literally saying that they're the thieves. They come they're not the true, they're not the true gate. They're not the true shepherds. They're the thieves. They're hired hands. They've come in. They are not even trying to take care of you. Like they have their own ulterior motives, right? And I don't know if you noticed this, but aha moment. All of these I am statements so far have been in the midst of Jesus talking to people who are trying to kill him. All of these I am statements thus far have been Jesus' statements to the Pharisees and the scribes in juxtaposition to who they are. I am, right? Before Abraham was, I am. I am the bread of life. I am the light of the world. I am the light of life. We saw it last week. He's basically saying, follow me and you will not walk in darkness as these hypocrites are walking in, right? And today we see it again. He starts talking about him being the gate and him being the shepherd. And he is literally saying, they're the thieves. You don't want to follow them. They're the thieves. So, I mean, that's an epiphany moment for me, right? Because we shouldn't have to define ourselves with people who are against us. But in the midst of having to set himself apart between who he is as the true God and the true shepherd and the true gate that leads to salvation, him having to set himself apart, he's using these I am statements and saying, this is who I am. Don't follow them. They're not the real deal. I'm the real deal. And so he keeps defining himself at this point with these images that they would all be aware of and that they would all know. And he uses these images like the wonderful storyteller that he is. He uses these images and he says, listen, don't follow them, follow me, right? And then, of course, the I am, the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but I have come to give you life and life abundantly. This whole series has been about life, right? Each week we see bread of life, light of life. He says, I'm the gate, but he brings it back to life. I give you life and life abundantly. Okay, let's keep going. Good shepherd. Picking up John 10:11. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. The hired hand is not the shepherd and does not own the sheep. So when he sees the wolf coming, he abandons the sheep and runs away. Then the wolf attacks the flock and scatters it. The man runs away because he is a hired hand and cares nothing for the sheep. 14. I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep and my sheep know me. Just as the Father knows me and I know the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. I have other sheep that are not of this sheep pen. I must bring them also. They too will listen to my voice, and there shall be one flock and one shepherd. The reason my Father loves me is that I lay down my life, only to take it up again. No one takes it from me, but I lay it down of my own accord. I have authority to lay it down and authority to take it up again. This command I receive from the Father. This is so good, so good. All right, so Jesus says, I am the good shepherd. He literally says, I have come to give you life and give you life abundantly. Then he says, I'm the good shepherd. You know why? Because I will lay down my life for you. I've come to give you life. How do I give you life? I lay down my life. Oh, come on now. guys, listen. When it comes to knowing who is actually for you? Who is the person who literally gives their life for you, right? Who gives their life? Jesus says, I am the good shepherd. Why? Because I give my life for you. He says, my Father loves me. Why? Because I give my life for you. The way that you'll know the good leader, the good shepherd, the good pastor, the good leader, the way that you know the good shepherd, right? And shepherd comes in all kinds of different vocations, right? All kinds of different careers. There are all kinds of shepherds, right? But the way that you know the good shepherd is the good shepherd lays down his or her life for the sheep. They're not trying to use the sheep to build their own. They're not trying to use the sheep, climb all over the sheep, as you know, Jesus says in this example, the good shepherd is not the hired hand who literally, when the enemy shows up, he's jumping over the fence and running. No, the good shepherd lays his body up in between danger and the sheep and says, come, I dare you. Let translation. I dare you to try. I dare you to try to get to one of mine. Right? I dare you. You're gonna have to go through me to get to one of mine. That's the good shepherd. And that's who our God is. Today, what I need you to know is on this wonderful Sunday, and it is, listen, I still have hope for our industry. I do. The reason why I get so angry is because I want it to be better. I want it to be the best that it can be, right? I don't want who America calls minorities to be pigeonholed and there can only be one. And if we give you one, like that, we're so far beyond that, or we should be. And so I want something different, right? But either way, I still have hope. I still have hope. But either way, on this day, as we look at this passage, I am the gate, I am the good shepherd. What I need you to know is you have a God. You have a Lord who gave his life for you. He literally allowed his body to be nailed to a cross so that we could have abundant life, that we could be in eternity with him, that he put his body on the line. There are leaders now that we see that they're not putting their bodies on the line. They, I look at some of these jokers, that are in office. They put everybody else's body on the line. You'll know the good shepherd when the good shepherd is putting their body on the line for you, for us. And Jesus did that. And so if you haven't already accepted him, today's a good day to consider, right? Today's a good day to consider. And if you have already accepted him, today is a good day to revisit that he is a good shepherd. He is the good shepherd, not the bad shepherd, not the thief that leaves you. He's the good shepherd that gives abundant life, and that's life to the full. That's life overflowing. He gives abundant life. So if there's scarcity, if this is a lean time, hold on, right? I was reading in the passages a little bit earlier. I'm making it through the Gospels, people. I'm in my Bible through the Bible in 90 days. I'm in the Gospels. I'm almost out of the Gospels. But yeah, what we see over and over again is this life that Jesus has lived in order to. He comes. He's only here for a short time. But in that short amount of time, he transforms the entire world. And over 2,000 years later, we are still experiencing life because he gives us life abundantly, life overflowing, life to the full. That's who he is. He's a good shepherd, not a bad shepherd. He's a good shepherd. And so if we've gotten to that place where we are standing in accusation as the accuser would, as the enemy would, and we're accusing him of being bad and not necessarily good. Just repent. Just repent. Now, we can tell him where we're disappointed. We can tell him how we feel like he hasn't come through for us, all of those things. And we need to. If you really feel that in your heart, please say it, because he already knows. But when we get to the place where we stand as an accuser against him, then we're putting ourselves in the place of the enemy, and that's not who we are. We're the sheep, and we have a shepherd, and we have a good shepherd who is also the gate, who puts his body on the line to make sure that we're safe. And I want you to know that today. So this is the reminder, and this is that day. All right, I'm gonna walk back up this hill. walk back up. I'm gonna walk back up this hill. Can get my exercise here for the day. Walk back up the hill. Those who have visited LA and y'all have mounted this hill with me, I want you to remember remember the feelings, and remember the feelings that we all had going up and down this hill. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you soon with Kevin.
Welcome, y'all. So when we think about what it means to have life abundantly, what does that evoke for you? When I think about abundant life, I really think about not just living, but living with an intent to capture those things that God has planned for me, for my family, for those who are around me, to really be able to feel like I'm living in my purpose, that my life has meaning and value beyond myself. There's so many things that are evoked or come to mind when I think about abundant life. Yeah. So are we living for abundance in life, or are we just living to get by? Also health, wellness, that's a big piece of it. Without wellness, without health, there's not much to life. In fact, there's no life at all without health and wellness. So hopefully you have some things to ponder.
There can be like, because some people suffer with long-term illness, but they're still alive. They're just they just can suffer.
Yeah.
But I get it. I get what you're saying.
My point is,
take care of yourselves.
Yeah, because the end result, the ultimate result is
if we have
the absence of life.
Yeah. So if we are able to take care of ourselves so that we can have the fullest life possible, right?
What we put in our bodies, what we focus on, mentally, spiritually, all of it, it matters.
Absolutely.
So just want to encourage you today to do what you can to pursue abundant life.
Absolutely.
And we want to also just give our shout outs.
Happy birthday,
Say
Daddy.
Happy birthday
His
to
birthday is tomorrow.
Mr. Welcher, Deacon Welcher.
Happy.
Yes.
And Miss Rosie and Dad have the same birthday tomorrow. Hey. So happy birthday, Miss Rosie.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
And I'll be following up right after y'all.
Kevin's birthday is on Friday. Yeah. So
St. Patrick's Day.
Yay. We don't usually wear green though.
I mean, I might sometimes. It just depends on how I feel. Either way, I get a pass because it's my birthday. So it's like
I don't think we ever really adhered. We're not.
That was a school thing.
Well, I don't know.
When I was in school, I am actually part Irish.
Have you guys done your DNA testing?
And it's not a small part. It's a significant. It's like.
Have you done your DNA testing, people? Because we've done our DNA testing. There's all kinds of things going on.
Yeah. So my parents had no idea, but they must have. God did something, told them something. So here I am.
I love it.
Yeah. So we love you guys, and we appreciate all that you do to continue to support the work of the ministry.
Yes.
If you want to know how to support, HopeintheHills.org or .net/give.
Yes.
That's the site. All the information is there for you. Yeah. And if you have any questions, let us know.
Stay steady with Lent, people. We are 2 weeks in, and we've got just 1 month to go. So Easter is 1 month away. Please put it on your calendars. If you are in Los Angeles, we want you to come join us in person here in Beverly Hills, and so that is Sunday, April the 9th. Sunday, April the 9th here in the Hills. We hope to see you.
Y'all ready?
I know, right? All is life.
Hang on, hang in there.
We could do it.
All right, we love you guys. See you next time.
All right, now. Bye.